Shall we do a life update? January 16th, 2025. My first ever sewing machine is downstairs right now. Yep. The journey just to this point, and I haven't even started yet. Like, I've wanted to be a fashion designer since I was a little girl. Back in, like, I don't know, when do you even start? Grade 2, grade 3, doing those little quizzes online, trying to figure out like what it is what you want to be when you're older. Mine would always say fashion designer every time. Honestly, like, my first memory thinking about that being a potential was doubt on my own creative abilities. And that's the only reason why I didn't pursue it. I was like, well, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I have the skill to do that. I was like trying to figure out through high school like what it is I wanted to do. And I feel like everyone kind of goes through this process. I learned that there's actually a bunch of different careers that you can have within the fashion industry. I ended up going to fashion school, and with that I ended up becoming a buyer for a pretty known Toronto business. I have a video about like that whole journey also, and how like I manifested that and how that kind of came together. That was like my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal was to be a buyer for a small company so I can work my way up, and I would just be a buyer for the rest of my life. And don't get me wrong, I loved being a buyer, and I loved working for M, especially because the clothes and the style, it was so me, and I felt like I had the freedom to really choose my own designs and pieces when I was like going out and purchasing. But the person I was at that time, didn't have the confidence that I have today at all, and the knowledge that I have today as well, obviously. That didn't work out. And then I had my own clothing line. When I started my first clothing line, I did it in the way that I knew at the time, the easiest way, which was literally just buying from China and reselling it, which is what a lot of businesses do today, and it's how a lot of people make a lot of money. So it is profitable, and it is just the way that a lot of businesses run. I don't want to like shame anyone that like does it that way. That's just because it was the most affordable to make the most money, right? It was all about profit at the end of the day. And that's just not true to who I am. It just was the place that I was in at the time. And also fast fashion was very popular at that time, so it made sense. Fast forward, there was so much that I needed to learn when it comes to business and when it comes to money. I had a lot of blocks of money management, and it all kind of ties down to your subconscious beliefs, and it all ties down to what you know to be true, and if you know that you are worthy and abundant of money, because you are worthy and abundant of money just by being alive. You don't need to do something in order to receive, but obviously that's how our whole entire system is built on. You need to do something in order to be worthy of receiving something back. Anywho, so my light just flashed, and it's 118 is my fucking number this year. I keep seeing it like a million times over and over and over again. 818, 18. Every time I see it, I'm like, I feel it in my body. Anywho, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you don't realize that there's so many things that might be holding you back from being and showing up as the entrepreneur that you want to be and getting the results that you want to be getting. I put off my dreams in the clothing world for about 3-4 years, and I focused on what was making me money, which was laser. And you know, it's not my passion, it's never been my passion, but it made me money. It helped me sustain my life, and obviously that's important. It's important to have stability, but it wasn't what was fulfilling me, and that's so important to me. I need to be in a career that is fulfilling for me. Like I just have to. Like, I'm not gonna die on this planet doing something that I'm miserable in. Like, no thank you. 2024 for me was a lot about transformation, learning how to be a businesswoman where I can automate things and have them running on its own so that I can focus my energy on other things has been a huge part. When I was in California and I went to see Marley Rose Harris, we were sitting there and I was telling her how like I wanted to expand my business. I wanted to make more money. That's obviously like my main reason why I went to her. I wanted to make more money and grow my business. Obviously we're getting deep into the nitty-gritty because it all has to do with your subconscious and like blah blah blah. And she like looked at me, she's like, this is not what you're meant to be doing. And I knew it. I knew that that was true. Like, that was the truth. She ended up getting it out of me in conversation. She ended up saying, you need to go and pursue fashion. And I was like, what? Like, it was weird because it's like, I don't know, it was almost like she gave me permission. Okay, I always said that I was gonna go back into fashion, but I thought I was gonna do it in the background. I thought I was just gonna, I don't know, I was gonna do something else that was gonna make me money, and then that was gonna be just like a little passion project on the side that like I would sell on the side. I cried the whole way home because I was like, yeah, actually that is what I wanna do. Like, if money weren't a thing, that's exactly what I would be doing. And that is now today where I'm at. I knew in the back of my mind I was gonna be working towards that, but again, 2024 was all about transformation. There was a lot of things that I had to learn before I could start. The energy that I'm in right now, I'm fucking unstoppable. Let me tell you, I'm unstoppable. Now I'm gonna start crying. Oh my God. The way that I feel just building, and like I haven't really done anything, you know. I'm just talking to manufacturers. I had a meeting with a guy in Italy. I've been doing my research and building my branding for my business and coming up with the name and coming up with fabrics and deciding that I want to sew, and like all of these things like that I've been doing have been like lighting me up. I've just been so happy because like nothing's happened. I'm so proud of myself for like being here and like going after it and fucking doing it. These last 3 weeks, I have every single day I have been feeling this emotion, this feeling of abundance, joy, happiness, creativity, passion. I've been feeling these emotions so deeply that I've genuinely be like crying almost every day at some point. Whether it's in meditation, in the shower visualization, or going to bed and I'm in bed like just thinking about my day. And I'm just like crying all the fucking time. Like me recording, I'm crying. You need to go in the direction of joy and do what lights you up, because the more that you feel that feeling, the more you're gonna attract that feeling. That's how the fucking system works. The more you are feeling fear, the more you're gonna attract things that are gonna make you feel fear. I'm gonna do it right, every single detail of it. It's important that I'm sustainable and I'm practicing ethical practices in everything that I do. I'm just so excited for you to see what I have in store. I'm gonna go get my sewing machine now. Fuck. My nana that I bought a sewing machine, and she was like, why do you not take mine? I'm like, Nana, you literally use yours. That's like typical grandmas, but I'm gonna go over to hers and practice with her. I feel like that'll be so cute and fun. Yay! I'm a fashion designer. I don't know if you heard. They're going with this brand, Feiyu, because ChatGPT told me, so. Multi-function. Got me with a sewing machine. What? This is the beginning. This vlog is gonna be in history. In the history books.
Sources. If you can let that be, you can get it now. You can stay pretty steadily there all the time. And when you're not, get it. You know, yes, we want you to have big piles of money. Yes, we want you to have all of those manifestations. Render your resistance of your desire, then it must come.
Hello everybody, today is January 18th, which is a very special day for me because like I was saying, 1 and 8 is especially significant this year. I am on my way to my nana's house. I have different machines, like I ended up getting a different one than hers, but I think it's just still gonna be nice to have some like guidance from someone that sews.
Okay, gusto ka siya na. No.
We have the end result of the cloth. I did a good job, right?
You did a job, yeah.
I made a zigzag and a bunch of straight lines. Slay.
Oh, it's so bad.
Okay, my lovies, I'm out the door. I need help. I have two options for my jacket. Do you want to see my outfit? This is one option, by the way, okay? This fur jacket, and it's long, and I just feel like this is gonna give me comfy cozy. This is what I'm leaning towards. I might end up doing this, but this is my fit. Look at that. Oh shit. Cover mayo top, low-rise jeans. These are thrifted, and I'm wearing pointed toe boots. And then I have my short, because I feel like if my black jacket was short, I'd go for that. That would be the perfect in between. So this is my other option. I think I'm gonna go with the black. I am on my period tonight. It's hard for me to like get ready. I'm just gonna take this. Come on. Okay, there we go. I eat their gummies. They have a bunch of gummies, and also I have like a drink, but they have these like mint strips, which I feel like these are so good for like on the run. Like I'm going out tonight. Look, it's a little pack. I'm going out tonight, and like I would love some energy. So it's like a mint strip. It's like a Listerine strip, except it actually gives you energy. Vitamin B12. Yeah, organic lion's mane and green tea. Try it. Listen.
Something about us doesn't seem right. It's always rearranged. I never be who I am, but at least for now, I gotta go my own way.
This is gonna be the first time that I'm actually going to the location, checking it out, seeing where everything is gonna be sewn. We're gonna do my measurements because I'm gonna be the model size for size small. And I have my fabric. So basically, like, this is the fabric being in a Rachel Monaco bag is pretty iconic, if I say so myself. Cotton muslin, which is basically just for the samples itself. That's gonna be just to get like mock-ups of my first development. My only thing with like driving to places is like the parking, and it gives me like a little bit of anxiety of like figuring out my parking. Since it's been January, I have felt a major shift in energy where I'm in my game of action, whereas I've always been in my feminine, primarily in my feminine energy. And now I feel like I'm finally finding that balance where I'm balancing both feminine and masculine. I am putting in the action right now for my dreams, for my goals, doing what I need to do. But at the same time, because I've built a stability and a foundation in my feminine, I'm not losing that. So I'm still making sure to stay in my flow receptive state and knowing the time that I need to rest. It's crazy because I'm like, I'm doing the things. Like I'm literally going to my manufacturer. Like this is my dream life, and I'm actually, okay, hold on. You know when they say like step in and act as your higher self? I need to right now step into that like next version of myself. When I picture myself having my own warehouse and picturing that I have my own studio and this and this and that, right now is that moment that I can visualize. I'm literally doing it. I'm like literally, I am her. I am her. Look at me in my jacket. Like this is, it's so, see you there. You know the universe is supporting you when literally, I'm not kidding you, every single car was my number. It was either 818, I saw 818 multiple times, or 888, or 444, 333. Yeah, those are the ones that I saw today. I'm excited. Oh, you guys, look at this. Look at this freaking bus form. You have to see the bottom too. Can you see the bottom? Oh, okay, that's a little dangerous. I actually made this when I was in fashion school. Isn't that so iconic? And so then I just feel like I want to bring her home so I could put her in my room, be inspired, put my clothes on it and stuff. Anyways, thought that was cool. I'm not kidding you. I feel different. Like, I feel like I look different. I don't know. I just feel, I don't know if it's just like I'm glowing because I'm just super happy. But I swear to God, I was like looking at myself when I got home. I was like, I like actually look different. Like I feel like I quantum leaped, and I literally, you know how I said I was like, I'm gonna be that version, like that next version of me. I looked at myself in the mirror when I got home and I was like, whoa, like, whoa. I felt like I was her. I really felt it. Like I've been dreaming about being this version of me for so long, and this version of me is basically the girl that is on top of both of her businesses. I now am on top of my laser business, and I'm starting on my clothing business, and just super independent and confident and happy and abundant. And I'm just feeling all of those things. I'm really feeling like I'm embodying everything. And I don't know, life is just really good. And on my way, I saw so many angel numbers. Like it actually was insane how many angel numbers were out there. I just feel like it's so validating. Anyways, funny, I'm like, I say no to so many people to like hang out and do things. I'm so organized. As a girl with ADHD, it's hard to stay focused on things, but I feel like my motivation comes so natural now because I'm really loving what I do. And I think you need to have that passion towards what you're doing, or else like you need a really deep why into what you're doing, or else like who's gonna push you? Like at least when you're an entrepreneur or you want to start a business, no one's gonna push you except yourself. Feeling like really motivated, and because today is the 29th and the month is almost over, January is almost over, crazy. I know people are like, oh, longest month ever. I'm like, and I wasn't really feeling that. It's like loving every day. Like this month is so good. I really want to get everything that I had originally on my list of what I wanted to get done this month. The only thing that I really haven't done that's important is the gym 3 to 4 times a week. I didn't do that. Like I just feel like I've been so focused on doing all of my content and my clothing brand. I've just been like wrapped up in that world that I had no time. I did have time, I'm sure I had time, but I didn't make time is what it is. We prioritize these things, right? And it's an excuse to say I didn't have time, because obviously I could still carve out a couple hours out of my day, I'm sure, but I also really was like, the only time that I had during my day was put towards like all of these things, which like all this is basically my laser, my clothing business and content creation. And then like little things like money and like tracking my money and creating systems, because last year I really got into money management and like figuring out, like getting a little bit more financial literacy. I feel like I'm still learning and making it as easy as possible, because for me, when things get really overwhelming or they feel like they're too overwhelming, then I won't do it. So I tried to make it as easy as I can, and I did it all now, so that every month I just have to sit down and it's super easy to just plug in some numbers and then it calculates everything for me. I just want to be, I feel like stepping into my CEO businesswoman, you need to be on top of your finances. You need to see everything. You need to see where your money is going. And a part of being able to earn more abundance, you need to respect and love money and not waste it. So like there's a fine line towards knowing that you are abundant and you are worthy of absolutely anything. So yes, spend your money. Spending money is good. The universe wants you to spend money, but it's important to be responsible and respect your money. You're not throwing it around everywhere. You are putting your money towards things that are hell yeses and that like light you up and that you know is going to serve you. I don't want to be spending my money loosely anymore. I want to be really conscious with where I put my money. And I think that really ties into my clothing brand, to be honest. Like I still want to promote not throwing your money around because you want to get the latest thing. You're investing in these pieces. It's good quality, it's ethical, it's sustainable. Anyways, I'm gonna make my dinner. I'm hungry.
If you're going to feel the low, this energy within your consciousness is expanding. Your goodness is expanding.
Good morning. This is my first fitting with my manufacturer, so hopefully it all goes well. I am gonna bring my fabric swatches that I got from the fabric meeting that I had, see what they think about it. And I'm actually gonna go to fabric stores today in Toronto. The only thing is there's so much snow, so like it was kind of a bitch to get this parking spot, but like look at these mountains, like this road. The highways are fine, but the road, really need to romanticize this entire thing. Like I know that I kind of am, but I want to romanticize it even deeper. Like, how lucky am I to live in this big city, like to be able to come to Toronto and like start my clothing company from here and get my supplies here. Like that's so amazing. Because I've lived in Toronto and I've also like had my own experiences, you start to kind of forget it's such a home for so many creatives. So I'm lucky. It's like a small New York, you know, at the end of the day. So I'm lucky to be this close to it. I'm gonna go in right now. I'm buying tickets to go to Miami next month. And I'm like honestly in like utter shock. Like I wrote in my journal, I kind of envision like my dream scenario. Okay, I found it. So July 30th, if I had all the money in the world, what I would be doing. Obviously some things aren't aligned anymore. Maybe at the time I kind of thought I was going to continue growing my laser business. But I feel like where it's at right now, I'm like comfortable with, like I can totally take care of it myself. I wrote I would immediately book a trip for me and maybe Dahlia. I'd pay for our flights and our stay in Portugal. I would have her take all my content of me so that I could have reels and YouTube videos of the whole journey. Find manufacturers and find the perfect one to create my first clothing line. I'd plan the campaign to be shot in Europe for sure. I'd make sure it was a diverse group of models and have an incredible video and photographer. I'm booking a trip this morning for me and Dahlia. I ended up getting so much closer with her and I'm gonna book her for this trip. I'm paying for her flights. She's actually going to be helping me with my content for like my entire campaign. And like just that alone is just such a dream. And you know, it's not in Portugal, but my idea was that my manufacturer was gonna be in Portugal. It could eventually evolve into having European manufacturer, but as of right now, I'm happy with working with a Canadian company. Especially with what's going on in the world, it's good to support Canadian companies. It's like nice to be able to physically go whenever I want. Oh my god, I just can't believe it. I just like feel so grateful because I just like I have a whiteboard in my room with like all my goals and like I just feel so lucky that like these things are like happening. I would always get asked like if money didn't matter, what would I be doing? Like career-wise, because I was always so confused. I just had no idea what I wanted to do. I think I did. Like I always knew, but I just ignored it because, you know, I didn't think that I could be successful. And I didn't think that it was like, I don't know, I didn't think that like, yeah, I want to be a fashion designer. Like I just didn't think anyone would take me seriously. You know, even to make content, like no one would take me seriously. But like genuinely, if money didn't matter, I would be creating content, creating a platform, connecting with people, you know, on my podcast, on TikTok, on YouTube. I would be doing that and developing a clothing line. That's literally what I would be doing. If money did not matter, I would literally be doing this. Nothing would change. I mean, the only thing that would change is I would probably just like upgrade the quality of like my equipment and, you know, things like that. But I would be doing the exact same thing. So I feel like that right there is confirmation that this is exactly like what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm like really working on like my money mindset and knowing that like I'm abundant, and I know I preach it all the time, but obviously like I have this like subconsciously like deeply programmed too. I'm really like working on solidifying that in my brain. Miracles are possible, you know, like it only takes one video. It only takes like one little opportunity and like your life can change. And why can't that happen to me, you know? This is just the beginning. I'm like so excited to like have this like all documented so that I can like look back on. Okay, love you so much, and we'll see you in the Miami vlog.